Leader and members, yesterday evening, Minister Paschal Donohoe signed 2 commencement orders to basically tear apart and rip asunder 15,000 people's pension entitlements, members of the airport pension, members of the IASS scheme. All of you here will have been written to by people who are either retired, people in their 60s, 70s and 80s, who are going to lose 6 weeks' pay, minimum, over 10% cut, plus they're going to carry the burden of this government's pension levy that you brought in, which equates to them 2.53% per annum for the rest of the term, because 28 million was taken out of this scheme, an underfunded scheme by your government, to pay for other things. And now these retired members who've worked in the airports, both in Aer Lingus, in Team Aer Lingus, in the DAA, have at their pension entitlements are losing 6 weeks' pay. All right? That's the first thing. Second thing is, many of the people who've written to all of you, long-standing members, people who've 30, 35 years service, those group of people called the deferred pensioners, people who paid in on a compulsory basis from the age of 20 into this pension scheme, from the age of 20, worked tirelessly to turn Aer Lingus back into profitability, worked tirelessly for Team Aer Lingus and for SR Technics and for the DAA. And what happens then? What Minister Paschal Donohoe did yesterday evening, up to 58% cuts in their pension entitlements. 58%. Averaging 40 to 50. That's what's happened. That's 5,000 retired, 5,000 deferred members. That's 10,000 people, 10,000 families. And then the 5,000 existing working members who are being put into an inferior scheme who are also going to have their benefits cut. Now, what's really annoying me on this, and what I'm disgusted with on this, I have to say, is that only last week the Taoiseach and Minister for Social Protection, Joan Burton, was sitting down with some of the committees here to try and work towards a favourable solution. A favourable solution, one that's not going to hit people by 58% cuts to their pension, and one that's not going to take hundreds and thousands of euro off 70 and 80 and 90-year-old people. Only last week. And what happens yesterday is nothing back from the Taoiseach, and Paschal Donohoe signs the commencement orders. And why did he do it yesterday? Tell you why he did it yesterday. Because a social welfare bill is coming into committee stage in the Dáil this week. There are amendments tabled that affect the Shannon Airports bill and the cuts to the IAS scheme. That's why he did it yesterday. And it was choreographed. Furthermore, Aer Lingus now have called an AGM or an EGM to vote on this as well, announced today for early December, when the social welfare bill comes into this House on the 2nd of December. So all the amendments that we've already prepared and that have actually gone into the social welfare bill are all going to be effectively negated, because Minister Donohoe has, in my view, actually subvented this whole process. Now,
you're calling for debate.
I'm doing more. I'm putting an amendment on the order of business here today, because I know in particular that there are Labour members there opposite who engaged with these retired people in the airport scheme, who engaged with the deferreds, who are disgusted what's happened too. And Minister Donohoe needs to explain why he saw fit to yesterday evening sign 2 commencement orders here. And my amendment on the order of business is that today, which by the way, to be honest with you, Leader, we're not overly burdened with work, when after the order of business we got statements on Horizon 2020 till 6:15. So I'm asking you to amend the order of business today and proposing it, that after statements on Horizon 2020 concluded at 6:15, that Minister Donohoe would come into this House to give a statement on as to why he saw fit to sign those commencement orders that have given rise to these massive reductions in pension benefits for IAS scheme members, and that would just take part for 1/2 an hour. Let him give the statement for 15 minutes and let the leaders of each group respond to him. Let him make a statement on this and not hide between now and the social welfare bill. So I'm formally proposing that. And by the way, can I just finally say, this happens in the week when it's been confirmed that 1.1 billion euro of the 21 billion given to AIB was allowed to go into their pension scheme. Was allowed to, but Minister Noonan allowed that happen.
Senator O'Brien, you're over the limit.
So what's the difference with AIB workers and airport workers? 1.1 billion into one pension scheme and nothing into the other.